È ok se parliamo italiano or does somebody prefer English? English. Okay, so it's always like that. No problem. We will go with English. The slides are prepared in English, so we
Yes,
stick.
yes,
Huh? Okay.
it's okay.
Thank you very much, guys, and welcome to this talk. From points to coins, how the city of Lugano is making crypto mainstream. Myself is Jan Trautmann. I'm leading innovation project at the city of Lugano. Lugano Living Lab is the innovation lab of the city of Lugano. And with me we have
Gianluca Perletti. I'm the city of Noku, the company who work with the municipality. Not work. They work with the municipality. It's better now. Okay. Yes. Of course. I repeat. I'm Gianluca Perletti. I'm the CTO of Noku, the company who work with the municipality for all technical stuff.
Great. The story we want to tell you today is the story on how we are trying to promote the adoption of a local crypto token called Luga in Lugano, and with the digital wallet called MyLugano. I wanted to start as a sort of fairy tale, so like the typical c'era una volta or one upon a time. We had this city of Lugano that had a vision a couple of years ago to become one of the European hub for digital innovation. The city had this strong vision to really become an early adopter of new technologies. They built a digital lab, an innovation lab, with a team of 4 people in order to do that. And then suddenly something bad happens, the pandemic, of course, that even further accelerate the need to implement new and innovative solutions, especially in favor of local merchants that were suffering due to the pandemic problem. And so we came up with this idea to leverage the power of blockchain technologies to create a system, an app, a wallet that would enable people to utilize this token inside the city, gain a cashback, so save money while shopping local, while creating value for the city and for the local community by utilizing this token. Of course, the challenge was big because as a public institutions, we need to build product and solutions that can be used by everybody. So the challenge was quite big actually to utilize a very innovative technology in a quite a unique way and reach them all, kind of.
Yes, this is our first. This is our first problem because we need to empowering the crypto world to the whole Lugano citizen. So starting from the old people to the that who don't use even a smartphone, but want to use the MyLugano card or insert into the MyLugano world.
We faced the typical challenges that every mobile app faces in their development. Low technical literacy, bad UI and UX, which is also quite typical in the crypto world. We needed to have fast and immediate transactions. We couldn't expect that our citizens or users were willing to wait minutes in order to perform a payment transaction for a cappuccino or a coffee in the city. We needed to find out an idea to solve and to reduce the pain point of going through an entire KYC process, because we are following financial regulations as the other bank mobile application, so we needed to conduct a full KYC. So we faces a lot of these challenges that we try, and we are still trying to solve along the way. Currently, this is what we achieved so far in 3 years into this challenge. So we have almost half of the total population of Lugano that already downloaded the app at least once and tried the app at least once. Of course, not everybody is using the app on a regular basis. We have currently more than 15,000 active wallet in the city of Lugano. So Lugano have an overall population of 67,000 inhabitants. So almost half of them, and probably it could be a kind of Guinness World Record, half of the population of this city already tried at least and familiarized at least once with a crypto wallet kind of experience, which is, I think, a great result, and one of our objective as well, which is enable the people to familiarize, to use, and to experience these new technologies. We were able to reach 400 local shops that are currently and nowadays accepting these local tokens, which means you can today, if you want, really live only with the local token in Lugano, because we have restaurants, bars, coiffeurs, services, school systems, so on and so forth. So it's really wide what you can do today in Lugano with these currencies. And probably the most important thing, since this project also was born as an economic development project, as an incentive to the local economy, we were able to create actual concrete value to the local economy. Currently, we have in circulation almost $500,000 of Swiss francs deposit in all the wallets, that active wallets that we have. Meaning this is money that can only be spent in Lugano within the local shops that are accepting this token. The idea now is to dive in a little bit more on the main challenge we faces and some of the best practice we find along the ways in order to solve these challenges, both on a experience kind of layer and of course on a more, with Gianluca especially, on a more technical layer. So the first things, it's very basic, everybody knows that, but it's the most important things when starting a project. You need a user selling proposition, right? And ours, it's very easy and simple. You scan, you pay, and you save money with the cashback. That's it. That's the main purpose of the app and why user should use the app, basically, to save money. It's very easy. Everybody wants to save money, so that's pretty easy to understand. It's probably not enough, or it's enough, but if you want a great product, I think you need a purpose as well. And the purpose we have is that by using the app and shopping local with the app, you are also helping to support the local community. Because by getting the discount back with the cashback in tokens, you make sure this money will remain in the local economic circuit. So if I'm the merchants and I'm giving you this discount in tokens, I'm kind of doing a future investment, because I know that this money will come back, if not directly into my shops the day after, at least into the economic circuit. So we are creating a positive effect while enabling users to simply save money, which is of course nice, especially when you are in Switzerland and the price are what we know they are. Make it easy and educate. So that this also was and is still a very tough challenge to overcome, because you want to find the perfect trade-off between having a very performant app, a very state-of-the-art app, especially when you are working with such brilliant developers, like they always come up with the new technologies and the new ways to find challenge. And on the other hand, you know the people, you know your grandma that is using the app to buy stuff at the groceries, and you want to keep the things very simple on an experience.
Exactly,
kind
because
of things.
when you usually use a Web3 application, the UX is not so good, usually, not every time, but the biggest challenge is to create an user experience that every user can use, and not only the crypto nerd jargon, but even the grandma, as we talked before, because normally a Web3 application, you have to create your private key, you have to create your seed phrase, but for normal people doesn't care about the seed phrase. Normal people want to pay and earn the cashback. So we have to a little bit mask all this kind of Web3. So this is our first challenge, because when we created the MyLugano app, of course, the first application, it was a little bit complicated, but not for the Web3 people. Because Web3 people already has the private key on their phone and so on. But we want to a user who can forget about the private key, just for if this user can want to buy stuff in the merchants, in the grocery and other stuff. Of course, we have other people that want to get their private key or seed phrase, and the MyLugano app currently offer also this opportunity.
Just think about our current user base that is using the app. 75% of them are over 35 years old. We have a lot of 50 plus using the app. Actually, we are very strong in the active people, so 35 to 55, so people that are like working on a regular basis in Lugano. Those is really the core of our users. We are a little bit, of course, weaker in the 25 minus, so the Gen Z, also because design constraints. We cannot design and build our experience focusing on a specific audience, which of course was really tough, and we need to design for a broad audience. So we are currently, and we know that, we are lacking maybe on some functionalities that would resonate well with a 25 minus audience, for example. The same we can say for the 60 plus, for example.
Yes.
The jargon things, I think, is also quite important, especially when you are a public entity such as us. And I think it was key, for example, at the beginning to start with something that everybody could understand. So this is why we titled this speech From Points to Coins. So at the beginning, for the first year and a half, we were speaking about points. So you could use this app in order to collect points, and then you could spend your points in order to buy stuff. Very easy to understand. Everybody was already doing it with the Coop or the Migros card. So that was pretty straightforward.
And nobody talks
about the technological
the
layer
exactly.
that was and that it's still behind, which of course was since the beginning the blockchain. And we didn't start with, for example, complex functionality. At the very beginning, we had just the token payment functionalities and the possibility to use the app to book events around the city or to book the local lead, or etc. And then step by step, we built some additional technological layer. We add the NFT part, so the a Web3 kind of separated and adds-on part of the app in order to make it more interesting also for people with a higher technical background, or just people that were interested and wanted to have a first-hand experience with that. The same with the additional tokens that were added lately. And then, of course, when you start to add all this layer, then you need to face additional challenges, like the seed phrase that Gianluca explained. So imagine introducing this element for the first time in an app, and suddenly you need to understand and to make it very clear what you are doing by saving your seed phrase. What is the possibilities that you have, but also what you need to take into account if you, for example, lose your seed phrase. So you need to design for that as well, and to be prepared then to answer people that are, I just lost my seed phrase. I was not aware of what this was about, and so you need to be ready.
It happens every day.
And it happens every day, of course. So all of these things are very and were very key.
Exactly. This is what we are talking. Behind the app, the seed phrase versus user, because as we already talked, the user, some user doesn't want to have a seed phrase to backup and a private key, but other people want this seed phrase because inside the MyLugano app you can import a lot of your coins, like CKBTC, it's from ICP, Matic, and some more in a couple of weeks. So of course the NFT part, because you can import and you can claim a lot of collection inside the MyLugano app. And here we have two kind of people. People can want to collect only the NFT. So probably for MyLugano app user doesn't want to backup the private key again, and want only to get the MyLugano apps inside the Trade chain. Other people want to import the Bitcoin or other assets inside the MyLugano app to sharing with families or user. And in the future maybe.
So again, I think flexibility is the key concept here and the key takeaway. So you need to design your app in order to serve different demographics and different purposes. So you still want to enable users and citizens to use the app just like with basic functionalities, just with the local token. And then what we did was basically enable people that wanted to do more or to try more to do that, and unlocking new functionalities like the additional additional crypto, the NFT part, and
exactly. This is optional inside the MyLugano app. When you download it and sign up inside the MyLugano app, you have only the payment system for the Luga token, but you can enable the NFT part and the asset. Of course, if you want to enable the asset part, you need to backup your seed phrase on private key. Otherwise, the system can handle your private key. We don't have the private key of the user. We created a system with encrypted private key and so on.
And of course, for us, all of these new functionalities were also very interesting in order to create educations and literacy among the users. So as long as these new functionalities were developed and unlocked, we create as well quite a lot of articles, blog, posts, also in the app. It's full of screens where we try to inform, create knowledge about these things, what they are, how they work. We create links also to deep dive a little bit more into this concept, because for us it's also very important that people get to know these technologies while using it. Sorry. Super trash. Another key factor is of course that zero fee approach. You can do that when you are in the public sector, okay, but you also need a technology, a powerful technology, an efficient technology that enable you to do that. So of course, again, on the experience layer side, not having to pay for your account, it fast the onboarding process, and everybody loves that. Not having to pay transaction fees is also something very nice and another USP that we have as a product. So both users and merchants, they do not need to pay any fee for the payment transaction they are performing through the app. So this is also quite nice. And then, of course, how we solved that was with the. I let you.
Okay. Was with the a kind of approaching because we created our own blockchain. It's called the Tria chain. But why we created this? There are a lot of blockchain outside, but with this zero fee approach, it's very interesting to have a local blockchain, because with a local blockchain you can create a synergy inside the partner in Lugano and with a company. The Tria chain is an EVM blockchain, so we don't create it from scratch. We forked the Ethereum blockchain, but we modify a lot of components inside, like the fee. Currently, inside the Tria chain is zero. So the gas, you never pay an amount of gas inside the Tria chain, and it's a proof of authority system because every nodes is we have two kind of nodes, the signer node and the simple node, like every blockchain, and all these nodes is currently, I think, is only in Ticino. All the nodes we have 40. Next slide, maybe it's. We have 40 nodes up and running. And of course, with the Tria chain, you can use the nodes system, the Explorer system, like every kind of EVM. Our first goal is to create a blockchain without fees, and this is not so common inside the blockchain, because the fees are a security layer for the blockchain, but for the MyLugano app, it's important to create an experience without fees for the user, because if you want to pay a coffee, you don't want to pay also fees, because it's a nonsense for me to create to pay a coffee plus the fees. And to achieve this goal, the zero fee, we created a kind of a rate limiter inside the application. You can send up to 8 pending transaction. For using the Tria chain, you have a sort you have to be whitelisted to use. We created a decentralized application that monitor if a user can send a lot of transaction, we can block this address. So we created a kind of security layer to achieve the zero fee transaction. And currently it works very well, because the user, some user doesn't know the blockchain, and doesn't know if the Luca token is inside a blockchain or it's inside a database. So this is the powerful of the Tria chain, because you can create a lot of application without paying fees. Not only for the B2C, like the user, like the MyLugano user, but only for the B2B and the company, because you can create a lot of application that use a lot of transaction during the day without paying any fees.
Yes. For us, it was also very interesting, this kind of approach, because besides offering a service to the local merchants in the city and to the local user, we also wanted to engage with local companies like corporations and etc. So we were also, when we were able to engage with 40 plus of them, which they are actually currently supporting these networks by running one of the validator nodes. So we have also, thanks to the work to one of my ex-colleagues here that is sitting over there, Andrea, they were able really to build a consortium of companies that are contributing to running this infrastructure. And why they are doing that? They are doing that because by doing so, by supporting a nodes, actually, they can access this technology for free. And they were able to also to build some internal knowledge. So their systemisti, I don't know the English name for systemisti, system engineers, for example, they were able to get in contact with Gian, with Andrea, get a guided onboarding into the technology and how it works. They were able to install the nodes with full support, again, from the city sites and NOCO sites. So it was also a way, of course, for this company to get to know a little bit better this technology. We are running frequent workshops as well, in which we stimulate a little bit the discussions, we share experiences. So the idea is really also to stimulate these private companies to also build, at the end of the day, and create innovations on these technologies and build new applications.
And the designers are public, so we have Swisscom onboarded, IL, the municipality of Lugano, of course NOCU, and other.
We have all the local universities, of course. We have here our friends of SUPSI, of the blockchain teams of SUPSI. USI is on board, the Franklin University is on board, Ticino Turismo. So a lot of local organizations are supporting and contributing to running these technologies. And besides serving the 30,000+ users and the 400 local merchants, this technology is currently supporting business applications as well. So it's serving the around 6,000 to 8,000 monthly transactions that are performed with the Luga token today. They are growing months after months. Those are the kind of the current numbers. Besides that, we have private companies that are offering their services and relying on these infrastructures as well. We have a couple of notarization services that are running on 3 chain. You wanted to add something?
No.
So your heads were really
no, because we have a couple of business inside the 3 chain. Because why? Just a few seconds to explain why a company wants to use the 3 chain. Because the first approach is because the zero fee approach. Company doesn't want to pay fees again to, an example, notarize the elements. And another goal is because the nodes are inside the validator nodes are inside in Ticino, and the company who running the chain is currently are using the blockchain. So if someone wants to shut down the thread chain, those application doesn't work, but the company currently wants to keep it running because it's fast, it's simple, and is local.
Yes. Again, to kind of recap what we thought were the key success aspect so far. Again, we mentioned before the accessibility part. So from the beginning, we tried to design to be as much inclusive as possible and to find solution to overcome digital divides. One example, the Luga token system is available on a paper card as well. So for people that do not want to use the app for N reasons, they can have a card, like a sort of credit card type of card. They need to go to one of the info point of the city of Lugano, subscribe, and they will get a card with a QR code with which they can perform transactions. So
this is crazy for the Web3 people because
this is crazy, and yes, every single time we run an update, we are mad because we need to move forward all the different system. but it's key for a municipality because nobody is cut off from this system. Everybody can access how they prefer. And this is, of course, they have access to the basic infrastructure, the Luga token, but the main incentive is there. They can shop and they can collect the cashback. So this was for sure one of the key success factor we had. The second one is the fast payment. So this is really, and this is an ongoing battle, I would say. We can and we need to become even faster, but since we started, we made a lot of improvement. And I will divide this success factor into two steps. One is the fast onboarding. So everybody wants to download an app and use it right away. When you need to run a KYC, this is not so easy, right? So the solution we find so far, we were able to split the onboarding process into two steps, offering a basic onboarding with basic functionalities, but with which you can still use your Luga token and get your cash back. So it's ideal for people that are visiting Lugano. They are here at a fair, for example, so they want just to try and have a first experience with the app. And they can download it and use it right away. And then you have a verified profile that goes through a KYC that we run ourselves. The team is also here that is running the KYC every single day. They made 15,000 plus KYC so far. So imagine a round of applause for the because it's really a massive work that is done every single day, and with which you can access the full functionalities. You unlock higher limits and you unlock a higher cashback as well.
And to reach immediate transaction is very hard inside the blockchain because in the Ethereum chain we have 5 seconds for each block. So the block time is 5 seconds, sorry. And we can wait the transaction, or we can simulate the transaction. But currently, the MyLugano wait the confirmer of the blockchain. So more or less, we get 5 seconds for confirming the transaction. And for a Web3 user, is simple and is normal to wait for a transaction. But for the common people, no. So this is an ongoing battle. And but the another challenge we got behind in this year is the token, because a lot of token are ERC20, but we built a Swiss compliant asset token because is an institution token. So we need to insert a lot of function. So we created this ERC 2980. Is a kind of ERC20 plus some function. Is a FINMA approved token. Maybe since the first token already approved from the FINMA.
At least one of the first.
And to reach this goal, we made a lot of testing, and the latest version of the Luga token, we upgraded the Luga token a few months ago. We created an upgradable smart contract, so it's already still an ERC 2980, but for a legal purpose, we need to upgrade the smart contract every not month, but maybe every 2 or 3 months, because the rules changing for the crypto stuff is very crazy, because when you deploy a token is still is on the blockchain and you cannot modify that token. But with the municipality, it's very hard to create a single token and not to upgrade. So we decided to create the latest version of the token with an upgradable smart contract, and currently we already patch, and it's not a patch, it's an improvement of the smart contract twice in the last 2 months, because rules are changing. And with the latest version of the MyLugano app, every user can have the 5% of cashback, and a verified user can have a 10% of cashback. And with this Luga token, you can have the cashback and the transaction in one single transaction, because it's written inside the smart contract.
Yeah, perfect. By the way, for the one of you that do not know, the Luga token is a kind of a stable coin, so it's pegged to the value of the Swiss francs with a fixed exchange rate. We have 100 Luga is equal to one franc. So this is basically how it values. Great. Let me restart the controller. The community-driven approach, again, was key. We talked already before, and on how it was key to involve the local companies, the small and medium shops, plus the users in the development process. The fact as well that this project is a collaboration, a joint venture between a local municipality and a private company. It gives us I think the right flexibilities. It enables public actors to have actually the knowledge and the skills and the speed that it's needed as well in order to conduct this kind of product.
Not just the speed, but because our company, the Noku, is a Web3 company. So we started in 2017 and with the only Web3 project. So we are focused in the Web3 project. But every time we created with the Lugano Living Lab a new feature, in Noku we have to, we need a Web3 approach and forget about the people doesn't want the seed phrase. But in the other side, I want to achieve this functionality also for people who doesn't care. So every functionality we created is a face-to-face battle.
Yes.
But
and
this is our first force, sorry,
yes.
because
how the project is, like the governance as well, it's pretty lean, I would say, which is also quite unique, especially in public project. So on one side you have the private company Noku, and on the other side we have the Lugano Living Lab, which is a team of 4 people, and basically you are dealing with 2 to 3 people maximum on the city side, and we are bridging between what are the needs and the requirements, and we are bridging to the, when needed, to the whole administration team. So it's also very lean and straightforward the way we are managing this project, and this is the only way to conduct project like this one. Now, before we start to recap the key takeaways of this presentation, we still have 5 minutes. We would like to, if somebody of you did not download the app so far, we would like you to test it and to try at least to create a basic account in the time we have. So if we succeed in this challenge, it means we are doing better. So you have 5 minutes if somebody wants to try it, to get your wallet active, and in the meanwhile we will do the recap of the key takeaways of these presentations. So again, what were the key aspects we found out were key in order to arrive at this point? So first of all, as we said, mainstream adoption in every sector, but especially in the crypto sector, is facing key entry barriers. The main one we found out are low-tech literacy, and here you need to go with educations. You need to offer the possibility to people to educate themselves. Resistance to change. We will find out this at different level, inside the organization, outside the organizations, to the local partners, that they always did like that. It was the same when they moved to the cash, to the credit card. Now we are from the credit card to the
Wallet.
to the wallets is the same. UX is basic, so the Web3 words needs to, at least for the UX part, looks back to the Web2 words and improve the user experience on the app. So we are doing a lot of benchmarking in Switzerland and outside Switzerland with wallets, but also with standard mobile applications that are doing things right and trying to copy when we can. And I think this is the best things. We do not need to reinvent the wheel every single time. So we try to see what is working well, try to copy it, testing, reiterate, and we move on like that. And then, of course, security concern. So very, very, very important. So we are working very close with local regulators, with Swiss financial regulators. They are conducting regular audit. They are asking for a lot of requirement.
Yes, not only for the security of the application or the backend system or the smart contracts part, but also for the legal part, because it's very difficult to create a system, a Web3 system with all the regulator part.
Or things about, we are dealing with money at the end of the day, so we need to make sure we are able to pick it up if something suspicious is happening. So we are able to, and we need to monitor as well how these Luga are used and intervene if we see that something again suspicious is happening. Number 2, again, this is for you, my friends. Again, developed for different backgrounds. You cannot, and this is sometimes the discussions we have with Gianluca, especially his teams. They are dealing and starting to face these challenges, thinking on only their friends or their relative or their colleagues. No, you are developed and and we are designing for the whole population. So we need to prioritize openness, inclusivity in the development process. Key. And the second one, which I think is also key for a project that is changing so fast all the time and a lot, is to adopt the KISS approach.
Exactly. Because inside the MyLugano application, we change the code every single week. This is not a joke, because we moving fast to reach the newest goal. So it's correct to create a KISS approach inside the team and of course the code.
This is something I cannot stress enough all the time. Fundamental. 6 regular feedbacks from the user. So we are trying to conduct regular focus group as well with citizen. We try to involve the merchants. It's quite difficult because they are really busy with their things, but we run focus group with merchants as well to try to understand what their experience are, what are the gaps, etc. And create, I think also for a city app like this one, create ownership and a collaborative and support environment was key. People need to feel this app as their own app, something that they own in a certain way, and not that something that it's imposed to them. Work on the literacy side, educations. We are doing a lot, again, with the universities, with the SUPSI team. We run regular workshops for the merchants, for the users, courses. This is key. The last one, and then we finished. And this is, I think, the last takeaways we wanted to share with you. Of course, mainstream adoption is an ongoing journey. It's a dynamic journey. What we are focusing on right now for 2024, we are focusing on the merchant experience. We want to make this experience even better, even faster. We know what their pain are, so we want our solution to work even better. And we will start also to work on personalized experience. So far we were focusing on creating a project that could resonate good to everybody, but we know that we need to build specific experiences for a resident, for the visitors, for the tourist. Currently, we are 80% plus of our users are residents. So we know that this project is working pretty well for people in Lugano. If we want to extend our user base and to engage with people that are coming from the outside, the fast onboarding was one of them, and we need to build additional experiences for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did somebody try to onboard in the app? Did you succeed? Yoo-hoo!
Okay.
Thank you very much. And we are here for questions, of course, also if the...
I have a question about the public transport. Do you have in plan to connect the app with public transport?
Would be nice. It's not yet in the roadmap, unfortunately, I would say. But the basic infrastructure is there in order to do that. Imagine, as a city, we have our own payment system. So potentially, every city services can be attached to it, can work on it. Of course, current situation is that everything is silos. So everything they rely on, also for the events, is the same things. We have different institutions adopting different ticketing platform or ticketing events. We will need a lot of integration effort in order to do that. But of course, it's something that we already talked, because we can incentivize the usage of public transport with the cashback again, because it's an incentive method at the end of the day that can be used to incentivize positive behaviors in a broad sense.
Exactly.
Yes.
Technically speaking, we are going to create an SDK for every user that want to connect with the MyLugano app. So every platform can have access to the Luga token and so on.
Let's thank the speakers again. We have to leave the room to the next
Yes.
speaker. Thanks again.
Grazie.
Grazie. Thank you.